Alright guys, welcome to another video which is sponsored by X7 game platform, and today I'm going to show you a game called Jujutsu Kaisen Zero Run Front. Now I have actually already created a video on this game before. I will post my previous video in the video description below, and it will also tell you guys how to actually download the game if you guys are interested in playing it. But when I actually showcased this game last time, everything was in Chinese, right? Because this game you can't actually download it from Google Play. So if you do actually want to play it, you have to download it from X7 game platform, which is obviously in Chinese. And it may not actually be very nice for you guys to play it, because even though X7 game do provide an on-screen translation functionality, you still have to like click it every single time in order to translate it. However, what actually happened recently is that the X7 game, so the sponsor, actually approached me again, telling me that they actually have a translation patch for this game now. So if you actually go into this section, so once again, I will show you how do you guys actually click on it. So if you click on this button, which is like going to hover around when you actually open up the game, it's actually going to show you all the utility or tools that this game X7 game platform is able to offer. And within the translation one, there's actually this patch, and you are actually able to switch. So by default, it should be in Chinese. However, they actually have patch for English. I think that's Vietnamese. And then I'm not sure what the other ones are. Maybe like Indonesian or something like that. But there are actually quite a few patches for other languages. So if you do actually want to play this game in English, for example, you can actually select this English game patch. You will restart the game, but then afterwards, what you will see is that everything on the screen is going to be automatically already translated in English. So you no longer have to click on a popped up button in order to translate every single click. So that is basically a nice thing, and you will actually see. I actually tried this briefly. So basically, it's going to start off with Chinese, but then we'll quickly switch everything on the screen into English. So you can see here, like everything here, like return to city, all of the narrative, etc. It has already been automatically translated to English, and I now no longer need to actually click on button to translate every single time, which is why I find it quite nice. Now, I already showcased this game before, so I'm not going to showcase every single functionality in this game again. If you really want to watch all, what this game exactly details, what are the different utilities or functionalities for me, or game content, etc., you can just watch my previous video. What I am actually going to do today is just kind of showcase the English side of it. I'm actually going to read through it just to see whether the translation actually makes sense, because sometimes when you actually use auto translation, it doesn't actually make sense. But from reading of this seems to be okay, right? So story mode seems to be okay. All of the tutorial guys seems to be okay as well. So let's go into recruitment. Yeah, all of the narrative seems fine. Let's do recruit. I don't think there's any in Chinese or language in some of the animation, but let's watch it anyway. Yep, nothing. The character introduction seem to be fine. The names are actually translated nicely. It's the actual English name for the character, right? So Megumi Fushiguro. So that's nice. It's not just a random uh, auto translation where they mess up the name, etc. So the English translation or the translation patch doesn't definitely does seem to be pretty good so far from what I've seen. Let me just check a few other content. So let me see. Challenge to the next level. That's fine. One click formation. That's also fine. All of this is fine. Like even the pop-up text has been translated, which is nice as well. Storyline seems to make sense. And obviously this is actual battle itself. Here, oh, there was a pop-up. Uh, I just want to click on a few other things just to really test the extent of the translation, to be honest, just to show you guys, exactly whether this game is actually worth playing in English. So let's see, what else are there? Shikigami, right? Once again, it translates all of those, I guess, like anime specific terminology correctly as well, which is nice. So it's not just like a standard AI Google Translate kind of thing. So that's quite nice. All of this is fine. Obviously, any pictures which are in Chinese, I think they won't be able to translate. They can only translate actual text. So automatic close, so all of those are being translated correctly as well. Quest, group, path of growth, also nice. Two-Face Yeren. That doesn't seem like correct. I'm interested to see what that exactly is, but all of this is fine. Spell tool. I think that's supposed to be curse tool. So you can see there are certain things which are not exactly how it should be, like the terminology. But I'm still fairly happy with the fact they were able to translate the character names correctly at least, and also like Shikigami, etc. So I think that some of the ones are still being translated correctly. If you click on other buttons, for example, this one in terms of formation, it seems to be okay as well. It gives you the name of the different type of character roles. Here, this is fine as well. Parcel growth. Yep, that's all looks fine. So yeah, so I think like overall this looks okay so far. I certainly haven't seen anything which jump out to be straight up wrong so far. Curse spirit, yeah, once again, those are some of the terms which are mentioned in JJK, so it's nice that they kept it as is. Do face curse. I think that's Sukuna. Because I know like the Japanese name for Sukuna actually means like two face. Like the first part, like I don't know exactly which characters what are, but basically like part of Sukuna's name actually represent two face. So I do feel like this might be like a literal translation rather than like an actual terminology translation. So that could be the reason why it looks a bit funny, like two-faced Yaren. I think that's supposed to be Sukuna, but let's just see the storyline. Yeah, so it's Satoru Gojo, so this, you're able to translate the name here. Two-faced Yaren, yeah. So basically, there are still going to be certain words which are they're not able to translate exactly as how they were written in the manga or the anime, but still there are also some terminologies from JJK that they are able to actually get it correctly. So overall I think it's okay. Like I think this is definitely better than like a Google Translate. So this is definitely an upgrade to the default translation mode where you actually need to click on something to translate every single time, because those ones I have seen some really bad translation before. So I do feel like the patch is definitely an upgraded version of that. And yeah, so if you guys were previously on the fence on whether you want to play this game because it was in Chinese, and also the translation was a bit of a hassle, you have to click on there and sometimes it doesn't display correctly, I do feel like this patch is able to make things a bit better. Well, having said that, I just noticed something else which is not very nice. I think because the Chinese character or the Japanese character, they tend to be a lot smaller in length. So you can see here when you have loads of them squashed up together, they when you actually translate it into English, they're going to overlap on each other, which is not ideal. But at least I think in those kind of scenarios, it's not going to make a massive game changer to you. So yeah, so I think this is all I'm going to show you guys in today's video, just to really test the English patch to see whether it's actually going to make your game experience any better. And so far, yeah, I think so. I think it's definitely upgrade to the default translation option X7 Game is able to offer. So, and once again, now this patch is available for Zero Run Front, but if you are going to play other games on X7 Game, also just make sure when you actually do go on translation to see whether they also already happen to have like a translation patch, because it does definitely seem to be like an upgraded version of the normal translation screen. Okay.